Okay, if you are someone who wants to use Linux shell for Bash terminal for Windows, then this video is for you. Windows 10 now have this great feature called Windows Subsystem for Linux, or WSL, which enables the user to have Linux shell inside the Windows. Okay, let's go to the installation step for now, and then we'll talk about how to use and what's the benefits of using this WSL. To do that, first you have to have Windows 10. Then you type PowerShell in the Start menu, and then right-click here and run as administrator. Now, after this, you need to copy this instruction or command. I'll put this instruction in the description below. You copy this, then you paste it here. What it's actually saying is that enable the Windows Linux subsystem or Windows Subsystem for Linux into your machine. Now if you press enter, and then actually I already have installed this feature, so there's nothing else going on. But for the first time, what will happen is that your computer will restart, and after that the feature is enabled to your computer. Okay, after this step is done, you go to Windows App Store, and you have to be logged in to use this part. Now search for Linux, and you can see the Run Linux on Windows. You click here, and then you can find some distributions. So you have Fedora, you have Ubuntu, OpenSUSE, Kali, Debian, SUSE Linux. I would go for Ubuntu if you're a first-time user, and install this app in your system. This whole package will take 250 to 300 megabytes of space, so this is not a very big space for the system. Actually, compared to full distribution, if you want to use it on a virtual machine, this is a very lightweight version of the Ubuntu. Yeah, so the system is actually installed. So now we launch the system. For the first time, it will take some time. This is one time because it's configuring the files and creating the folders for the Linux subsystem. So this process will not happen next time you start Ubuntu. In the meantime, let me tell you that if you want to have the full flavor of the Ubuntu or any Linux distributions, in that case, you need virtual machines and like VirtualBox to get the full graphical interface of the Linux distribution in your Windows. And this is for those people who only wants to use the Linux bash commands or the Linux shell in their Windows machine. Okay, the setup is complete. Now for the first time, you need to put username. For me, it's Fahim, and then you need to give a password. This is a root password, so I'll give a password. Okay, so your system is actually complete and ready to be used. What I do is that I right click here and put a pin here so I can access the Ubuntu anytime when I want. Now let me show you the version of the Windows. So for that, the version of the Ubuntu. For that, you type type lsb release -a. Now you can see here is that this is Ubuntu 18.04, a long time support, and yeah, so this is the update, latest version of the Ubuntu is running here. Now let us get into three main important points. The first point is, how do I access my file inside this Linux subsystem from the Windows? So you want to access the file or see the files from your Windows platform, and you want to access the Linux subsystem files. For that, you go to your PC, you go OS, you go users, then go your username, go to the app data, go to local, and here you'll find connected devices platform. There actually you have to, after you go to app data, you go to local, you go to packages, and inside the packages you have the Canonical Group Limited Ubuntu Windows, and then you go to local state, you go to rootfs, and there you have the whole system. Okay, let me show you this on the Ubuntu terminal. So now at this point in Ubuntu terminal, you are in the home directory. If you put ls to see the folders inside this directory, you see there's nothing. So let's go up. This is your home. If you go here, there's only Fahim. So let's go up again. Now you can see this is the bin, boot, home, and other folders are showing exactly like here. And if you go from here, from your directory here, you go to home, you'll see Fahim, and there you have your bash profile and all the other files inside your home directory. So this is how you access your files inside your Linux submachine from Linux subsystem from your Windows. Now the second question is, how do you access the Windows files from this Linux subsystem? So to do that, cd to mount, which is cd/mmt/. Now you put ls to see the folders. You can see C and E, which actually we have two drives, C and E here. So if you go to E and put ls, you can see the files inside, which I'll show you here. So this is the files here, backups, Dell. These files are actually here. If you see this backup, there's Dell. So yeah, this is how you can access the files from your Linux subsystem and anywhere in the any files from the Windows. So okay, now let me close this. There is another way to, the good thing about this Linux subsystem is that you can start your terminal at any point actually from your Windows folder. So suppose I want to start my terminal at this location. So you press shift and then click right. Then you have this open Linux shell here. You go there, and this is the location of the path where you started your Linux shell. So yeah, and then if you put ls, you can see all the files inside this folder. So this is how you can start your Linux bash or Linux shell from any place in the Windows. And you can do a lot of things that you can do on the Linux actual Linux package, like if you say sudo apt-get update, which will update your packages package list. If you do this, you put the password, then you can see this is actually working as though it's a Linux system. It's a very cool system actually. It's very lightweight, it's convenient to use. You don't have to use a separate virtual machines, and you can actually integrate the Linux system inside the Windows. So if you want to do anything that uses the Linux shell like maybe Python or other platform that you want to use, or anything that you want to do on Linux, but you want to use it using the Windows files, then this is a great option for you. But if yeah, but the thing is, you don't get the graphical interface. To do that, you actually have to get a full Linux distribution and get a virtual machines. So okay, this is for now. Thank you for watching. I hope this video is going to be helpful for you.